Hello and welcome to the training tonight. How are we all doing, guys? Give me some ones or yeses or something like that in the box first so I can see that you guys can hear me okay. See the room is rapidly filling up now. See we've got Blaine, Brian, David, Giselle, Lee, Les. Loads of you guys moving too fast now. I can't read them. Okay, but there's loads of you guys coming in. And we've got somebody. First person in the box is Ritesh. You all right, buddy? I'm assuming you can hear me then, Ritesh, yes? Okay, yes. Awesome. That's absolutely brilliant. We've got tons of rest. Yes. Well, exciting. You guys can see the new website on the screen, the new 3local website. It's all been made look really, really pretty nowadays. We've got the FAQs in there. We've got the plumbers FAQs in there. We've got a pricing page. It looks a lot better than the one I did. So it's pretty good. I'm just letting the room fill up. I'm going to talk some rubbish probably for 5 minutes. Then what I will do is I will go through and build a website using 3local. Very quickly go through one, show you any new features and stuff that's been added, and then at the end I will go through and show you any new features and stuff, answer all your questions and stuff like that. So anything that's been added will be discussed in here today. I know some of the features that have been added have really made a massive improvement for a lot of the websites out there, which we'll talk about in a minute. Don't worry about it. We'll fly through. We'll do the training. Right, the room's pretty full now, guys. So for everybody who's messaged in the box, thank you very much. For everybody who hasn't, come on, get your fingers working, man. I've just Okay, right. I'm not going to answer any questions now, guys. I can see questions popping up straight away. I'm not going to get dragged into that. I'm going to go through first of all, and we were going to set up a website, and I will then answer any questions at the end as we get further into it. Okay, so as you can see, like we were saying earlier, there is a new website that's just gone up today. You have the FAQs on there. You have the pricing on there. You have the learning videos. Pricing is monthlies and annuals, as you can see. These two should have special offer tags on, but they haven't. They won't be there forever. Videos, and there's the login button up here, or sign in button. So let's sign in. So I'm just going to sign into my normal account. And the first thing I'm going to do is fly through. Oh, as you can see, we've got now videos for all the different sections. Previously, there was a couple of videos, me talking very, very long ones. There's only one long video now. I can't remember which one it is. It's probably to do with the shortcodes. That one there, the only one that I've done personally, which is shortcodes and content writing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in, and I've done websites for this client quite a lot, but I'm going to use their site because they allow me to use their site in videos. We don't want to use any of our personal sites in videos because obviously we don't want to reveal the results. But this customer is now saying to me he's getting on average of about 150 calls a day. So he's absolutely smashing it off the back of what we've been doing, which is absolutely brilliant. That all the pages are sticking, all the pages are ranking. In fact, we could do a quick. We did one last week for him. This one here. If I now take you into the areas with this one, let's just look at some ranking results from this first of all, because this kind of show you. And this took me about 10 minutes to do, probably less. And it'll take me about 10 minutes to do a video for you in a minute. But if I go into here now and look at his site, if we start looking for some of the ones that have got local areas on, so obviously auto electrician near me, it might do. I don't know. I've not checked. But if we go in and we start looking, oops, I've clicked it by accident, and we start checking out some of his rankings, you'll see he's number one, first page of Google. Oh no, let's get rid of this. I'm lying to you guys. Boom. He's still number one, first page of Google. We come further down. So that's his Sunderland one there. Oh, that's his Durham one. Then we come further down. That's his Durham one. Then we come down there. There's his Newcastle one that we've done on skilled.org.uk using the franchise model. Then we've got his Newcastle one, newcastle.skilled.org.uk. Then we come further down. Have we got any more on the first page for that particular keyword? I'm not saying it's a brilliant keyword, but he's getting this in all the areas. So we'll have a couple of looks. I like that. I love doing this, going through the rankings. It's absolutely awesome. As you can see on this one, he's number one with his Durham page. He's number two with his Durham page. So his Durham one's really, really bedded in. Come further down the page. I think he's only got 2 on the first page of Google there. But as you can see, what we've been building for him are absolutely smashing it. He's really excited. And they still fluctuate the same as anything else, but because we're connecting him to a Google business profile, we kind of skip the fluctuations up and down a little bit, but nowhere near as much. He's there, he's number 1. Oh, no, he's not. Let's get rid of this. He's still number 1. That's actually from his Brighton page. That's his Newcastle page. That's one of his Newcastle pages. But as you can see, he's really kicking backside. It's really exciting. It's the type of stuff we used to be able to do in the early 2010s and stuff like that, where we can get in some areas a full page of web pages ranking on the first page of Google. So what he's asked me to do for him tonight. So as you can see, he's number 1. He's number 2. There's his Google business profile. Anyway, and he's there. That's one of his, which is not set up on this. That's one of the skilled ones. But this is one of his other. Oh, it is set up on this local dot. Actually, it is set up on this. I'm lying. Okay, I'll stop showing off for this client. We've now got quite a lot of people in the room, so that was timed really well. We'll go over. He's asked me to do Glasgow for him tonight. So I'm going to go through. I'll set up the Glasgow one. We'll go through all the steps. I'll explain to you what happens in each step and why. Thank you very much, Brian, for the new site compliments. For those who haven't seen it, because we can see loads of people have come in, this is the new site. It looks absolutely awesome. Really excited with it. Love it. Brilliant. As you can see, 3local's now become a limited company, so everything will be moving over to there soon. It's all hands on deck. It's great news. So let's just jump in and start building it. He's asked me to do Glasgow, so I'm going to type in autos us. I'll type in UK because there's a few of them. This is his. He's actually based near Manchester in the UK, but I've selected his Google business profile. I want to click continue. Then going to check that all the information's correct, but I'm going to change the word local here because he wants me to do it in Glasgow. I don't know if this will work. This is hundreds of miles away, hundreds and hundreds of miles away from where he's based. So autos are us. That's his number. That's his website. That's his Glasgow dot. We'll be able to check these in a couple of days to see if they're ranking. I'm going to do his central location, now change it to Glasgow from his business address. So it'll be Glasgow, UK. Click continue. Oh, he wants mobile ECU repairs, and he wants mobile auto electrician. There is 2 main keywords. So I'm going to click continue, and I'm going to click finish. So for those who don't know, this is now going off, connecting his Google business profile to his website, and it's creating search engine optimized web pages for every town, village, and suburb within a 10-mile radius of Glasgow for his business that's based over in Manchester. It kind of uses artificial intelligence and in intelligent AI schema to tell Google who you are, what you do, and obviously where you want customers. So that's all done now. It's gone off, it's built it, it's done what it needs to do. What I will do whilst we're here, I'll just rename this because as you can see, the current workspace is named this. I'll rename it for it because otherwise I'll forget which one it is. So I'll go to settings. I'll just call it Glasgow Autos us. It's not a requirement. Most people don't have as many setups as I do, but I've got a lot of setups. So I'm going to go into here. The first thing it's going to want me to do is create a CNAME. You've all seen me do this plenty of times. I'm going to go to the DNS of where the domain name is. So wherever your domain name is, not your hosting. Click add record, click select, and I'm going to click add a CNAME. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to 3local, and I'm going to click the copy button next to the host name. So this says host or name. That is this one here, name. I'm going to paste that in there. Then I'm going to go and click the copy button next to the value or points to, which is sometimes referred to as target. And I'm going to paste that in there. Then I'm going to come over and it says keep your TTL to 3600 or automatic and turn your proxy off. So because we've got Cloudflare, we're using Cloudflare for this, it has a proxy there. TTL's gone to automatic. I'm going to click save. And that is now going off and trying to populate his domain server. So the first thing I'm going to do is something I do every single time. I've got his banners here. Right click, copy image address. Now we could go over to his website if we wanted. Autos are us. And all we have to do is grab a picture, right click, copy image address, and you can paste that anywhere in his site and it'll just work. Okay, we've done that on purpose, so you're not having to upload images and mess around. But when we go to edit homepage, you will notice a new tab, terms and privacy policy. I'll go into that shortly, but first thing I'm going to do is what I always do. Go in, make sure it's in British English. Go down to the bottom. I'm going to paste in a short code for his service links. So, and I'm going to paste in a short code for his map on this page. And this will automatically pull in a map, and it'll automatically pull in any services that we've got on the site for him. And I'm going to paste his banner up there. Okay, so I just right click, paste, and it puts it in, and then we click save. Then I'm going to go over to his services. So we did 2 services. We're going to go to the middle one. So this one this is where you name his product. This is a search term for Google, okay? So product or service name is the search term for Google. Menu item, you can change the name of the menu item. So if I didn't want mobile auto electrician, I just wanted auto electrician or electrics, I could pop that in here. And this is the slug. Now this is locked as soon as you've set it up. We don't recommend changing this because if you change it, in fact, I've got to change it. Look at this. What I've done like an absolute idiot, mobile. Okay, so I'm going to click unlock. I'm going to type in mobile. I'm going to do that. I'm going to click save and back, right? Now, this is good that I've made a mistake. It's not good, but it is good because I spelt mobile wrong, which is brilliant. Is anyone screaming in? You misspelled mobile in the second service. Thank you. David actually jumped in there to tell me. I just looked up to see if anyone had told me. I did, which is good news because welcome, expert mobile auto electricians in location. Look at that. It's still spelled it correctly. Which is absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to put his service links in. So that was what I wanted to check, right? So if it hadn't spelt it correctly, I could have very easily gone in. We'll just put these things in first. Put his service links in his banner, copy and paste them in. We could have just gone in, right? We could have clicked, gone up here, my services. You get a list of your services. We could have just deleted it and then typed in mobile auto electrician, and it would have just rewritten and redone it all for us. So it would have done exactly the same as it's just done before. The same as if you had a new service. If I go and add a new mobile, some sort of engine repairs or something, or mobile mechanic or something like that, it will build out the service and create the content and do everything for us. So it makes it very easy. If I'd have spelt that wrong and it'd have messed it up, in fact, let's go and have a look first just to make sure it's not messed it up anywhere. I'm not seeing. No. So it's clever enough to say, okay, Mike's an idiot, but I'm not an idiot, so I'll do it right, which is cool. Mobile ECU repairs. We're going to go over. We're going to right click, paste his banner in. I'm going to change this to British English. I'm going to scroll down. We've got a map shortcode in there already. This is all I'm doing with these guys. I'm not doing much else, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. Every time I'm building these, they're connected to a Google business profile. That makes a huge difference, okay? It makes a massive difference. If you imagine, right, imagine a guy walks into a room and you have no idea who he is, what he does, or anything to do with him. He has to then stand there and tell you who he is, what he's done in the past, and all the crazy stuff, and you have to understand him or not misunderstand him, yeah, to figure it out. But if he walks in with a CV and you read it, you know lots and lots of stuff about him, and he doesn't have to fall over his words and stutter and mess around because he's got a curriculum vitae. I don't know if they call them CVs in the States, they do in the UK, but if he's got a thing that tells you all the work he's done in the past in the right format, you can quickly scoot down it, see who he is, what he's done, where he's worked, whether he's right for the job. And that's kind of exactly what connecting this with a Google business profile does. Okay, connecting with the Google business profile gives you instant authority with Google. Okay, so I can see that the DNS server's not yet populated. Okay, so it's now waiting on the SSL to go live. But if I go and click preview, we've just built a website here already, which has got mobile auto electrician. It's got all of these locations in Glasgow. It's got search engine optimized web page content for every single town, village, and suburb on the list. Okay, all over Glasgow. This will pull in the areas, each area that we're doing it. If I right click, view page inspect, I shouldn't have inspected. I should have done it different. 1 sec. Let's take that down. Right click, view page source. You'll see that the schema is in the top of this page. This is the schema for the Google business profile that's based in Manchester. This tells us that the business is the same as this Google Maps. This is what builds us the authority. This here tells us that it's mobile auto electrician, and this one tells us this is a service area for this top business. So we're not trying to use spam or anything. We're just saying to Google, this is a service area that this business covers, what it does on this Google business profile over here. So if it sees this Google business profile, it knows, likes, and trusts it, and it's got a few reviews, then it knows this is a service area, and it will rank it for it. It's as simple as that. It's not complex or complicated, what we're doing here. Same stuff, mobile ECU repairs. It's got all the stuff in here. And this has now been created. Okay, let me now take you back while we're waiting on that populating, because I would like to publish this and submit to Search Console whilst you're on. But if we go back to edit the home page, you see these terms and privacy policy? When you come in, they're blank, yeah? We were going to have our terms and privacy policy in here, but we didn't want people editing our terms and privacy policy and doing it wrong. So when you go to the website now that's just been created, if you look down the bottom, you will see there's a privacy policy and the terms already in place, yes? Now that privacy policy and terms that's already in place, if I click on privacy policy, you go in, as you can see, you've got a privacy policy that we've put in place for you. So the business is still Autos Are Us, the accessible via Glasgow, .autosaurus.co.uk. The site is powered and hosted by 3local Limited, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, if people look at your site and they see something that they see as abuse, like porn or gambling or anything that's classed as abuse that we wouldn't allow, that won't rank in Google very well, we would, you click on here because this is designed for local businesses, and they can then come in and they can submit a report of abuse. It's just a Google form, but the reason it's a Google form and not a normal form is we're trying to use Google resources for as many things as possible on this. Okay, now they fill this form in, they report the abuse to us, we'll do a manual check, and that will work. If you don't want our terms of service in there, okay, so you've got the terms and conditions is also different, which we've put in a standard terms and conditions, a standard privacy policy, which will help because it ticks all the boxes with Google for you guys. If you don't, then what you do is you go in and you paste your own privacy policy and your own terms and conditions in here, your own privacy policy in down here. When you click save, ours will disappear and yours will show up in its place. Okay, which means obviously you've still definitely got a privacy policy in place. You've still got a definite terms and conditions in place. All your schema and everything's done in place and everything's right as it should be set up. We scroll down to the bottom here. What you should also have is footer text. So for example, in fact, let me take you over to 3local. Take it down to the bottom. You'll see we've got 3local Limited, registered in England and Wales, company registered number, address. It actually looks to me like there's not a space there after the L, which is a thing that needs sorting. But we've got that full address and everything there, okay? So if you wanted to come in here now and you want to add some footer text for your business, because it's a real company setup, I'll get that changed on our website. Click Save Changes, publish. I'm going to go to preview again. When you scroll to the bottom, that footer text will also be in place for you. Okay, so you've got copyright, Autos Are Us, all rights reserved, privacy policy, terms and conditions, and all your footer text that you want in place. I have never tested whether you can do the footer text with double lines. I don't think you can, but let's try that. Oops, it just broke something. I don't know what I broke then, but something. Right, okay, you can't. Okay, so you can't have double lines. It's a line of footer text. Anyway, just thought I'd test it while we're on live. Right, so we're waiting for the SSL. Obviously, I want to submit this to Search Console. Has anybody got any questions, guys? It really is that simple, quick, and easy. In fact, so there is something I've not showed you on here. If I want to go in here now, right, so when I'm looking at this client's website, if I want to go, right, let's go back to the site, my site. If I click Edit Homepage, right, you can see we've got a click to call in place here, which will click to call this phone number. You can change that, and the click to call will change throughout the website. So the click to call is on every single page, and it shows up. You do that to switch it off. You've also got this one here that's called an overlay URL. Okay, this is an overlay URL. Okay, so if I switch that on and click Save and Back, Save Changes, and then click Publish, when I go and preview the site, okay, it's not going to show it because it's on a preview. But what I will do is I'll hit this drop down here and click Preview with Overlay. And as you can see, it actually looks like his website. Okay, actually shows their website. So if you've got a client who does like photography and stuff like that, you can still show their website over the top just by simply switching on the overlay. But what I would recommend doing before doing that is submitting to Search Console and waiting for it to get indexed before you demo the overlay. Right, publish. Boom. Right, let me see what questions we've got in here, guys. So this is not going to be a long one tonight because everything's kind of, it all seems to be working. It's all in place. If you want to make the radius bigger, you can make the radius bigger. You'd have to get more miles. If you've only got 10 miles like I've got in this one, you can make the radius smaller. If you want to add custom locations, you go over here, add my location. So we've just built search engine optimized web pages for every single one of them areas for both the services we've just put in. If I were to add another location, I just go in and type it in here, click save, and it'll automatically create it in this area just by. So I'd come in here. Let me show you rather than just saying it. I come into here, and let's say that's not a location, is it? Let's say that Lensy there. If I click on Lensy, okay, that'll fill them both in. I click save and back, and then I go back to my site. You always have to click publish. Right, that now on the preview page will actually be a page. See it there? So it's created SEO optimized web page for auto electrician and mobile ECU repairs for both. So that's how quick and easy it is to add additional locations to your site. Right. Right, I'm going to go above misspelled mobile. Thank you, David. I apologize. I've missed the first part. Will there be access to a replay and how to find it? Yes. So if you go over to youtube.com and then go to / at Mike-Martin. I will drop that in the chat for you guys. Subscribe to the channel as well because I do a lot of videos on there. As you can see, doing a lot of the stuff. I will share it on here, but I probably won't share it for a couple of days. What I'll probably do first is see how these Glasgow pages rank, and then I'll demonstrate the actual ranking the way we've done with this one here. If you've not seen it, so I'm going to tell you a fact. And what we did here is I went through and I shared the rankings up front and then showed how we built the site, which was quite a quick, easy one. That seems to work a bit better. Okay, let me have a look what other questions we've got in there. Do you have an annual plan? Yes. So if you go to the pricing, you've got the annual options and the monthly options there. I'm just trying to find any action. Put 3 question marks at the start of any questions, guys. Any future ones? Right, here's a good one. If we're an agency owner, we will use your T's and C's, and it will state your company name correct. Yes. So what you want to do if you're an agency owner is put your own terms and conditions in place, Ritesh. Definitely. I mean, you don't have to, but it will still state our. You need them, right? Without having your privacy policy and terms and conditions at the bottom down here. Okay. In fact, let me just go back to this client's site very quickly and take my business details out of his footer. He doesn't want my business details. He wants his own. So yes, you would want to put your own terms and conditions in there, definitely, but you do want to have them in place, and it's that important to have them in place that we've kind of made it now a required feature, so that if you, let's refresh that page now, as you can see, my thing's gone, but if you don't put your terms and conditions in and your privacy policy, ours will be in there, and it basically doesn't state who we are or what we do. It just says that it's hosted by 3local Limited, so it kind of, because we are kind of almost a hosting, just a really clever hosting and reporting abuse. But obviously, if you don't want anyone to know where it's come from, you want to put your own terms and conditions in. Let's have a look. I've sold my first SEO to a customer for $199 a month. Is this recorded so I can follow these steps? Yes, it's recorded. We'll stick it on there. Well done. That's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, it's great to get that first client. I remember when I was a locksmith, and I remember getting my first job coming, and not my very very first job. My very first job was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. It was a door mechanism. I was sat in it. I was working in a telesales office at the time, and I'd started advertising. As soon as my first job come in, I was like, right, I quit. I just got walked out, went to do this thing, turned up. I'd been teaching myself to pick locks on YouTube, turned up, and it was a jammed PVC door mechanism, and I was like, I, I only know how to pick locks. Anyway, I managed to do it, but then about 2 days later, I got another job from the ads that I'd set up, and it was someone had locked themselves out of the house, and I literally turned up and I picked their front door lock and opened the house, and I got 40 quid, charged a 40 quid for doing it, and it was the best 40 quid I ever earned in my life. I was so over the moon, and I was like, I couldn't believe it that teaching myself to pick locks because someone had told me. In fact, I was just messaging him an hour ago. Mark, he's called. Mark taught me to taught me about locksmithing and he really helped me set up my business. And I was shocked that wow, I could get paid from something I'd taught myself to do on YouTube. And look where it's ended. It's not even ended yet, but look where it's come to. It's crazy. And that locksmithing business is still, it's not still running, but it is, the business itself is still running. It's just they do different industries now. Right. Question. Let's have a look at Steve. Read GSC and site. I have 139 pages indexed in Google Search Console, but only 3 showing via site. Any clues? Yes. So let me show you something really quickly, right? I did a video about this the other day, right? Well, let's have a look at this one here. If I go in here now, and this might be the wrong one because this might have them all indexed, and it might be a bad example, but no, in fact, local dot 1st hyphen call. This one here doesn't, this is ranking all over. This is getting us loads of leads, right? But it's not, oh, they've come back. Oh, no, they're not. They've not, right? There's not still index. See how when I do the site colon, it only shows 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know I can repeat search with omitted results. That'll probably bring in a few more, but it's not a massive amount more. Right? And I can't remember which ones it was, but the other day I did a video. You'd have to go through my videos of me showing this ranking for keywords that are not in there. Right? If you go up to tools, oh, it's only showing 10 results. Wait, is that because it's, oh, come on, don't do that to me now. Oh, this is also only showing 10 results, but we know this is ranking for loads more. We actually know it is. So no, I don't have an answer for you. I thought this had a different number, but on this occasion it's not. Because I know if I do this, it's got 772 results, but there are a lot of that. But a lot of them are done. Nah, that was kind of my thing that we figured out from it, that it shows more results, or it shows less results than you've got, but they seem to have dropped off for some stupid reason, and that's not giving me an accurate figure either now, mate. We've been, you'll have to look through my videos, but I did a video about a week ago that shows that site there and another one ranking for keywords in locations that are not showing as index, but we're ranking number 1 in those positions. Let's have a look at the next one. I think that was Steve. From the marketing side, we can see the number of clicks we get to our link, but can't see how many trials have been taken. Any way to get that information? I don't. If you're talking from an affiliate perspective, you can see exactly how many clients you've signed up as from as an affiliate by logging into Thrivecart. You log into Thrivecart, and that'll tell you if they've signed up. Then you'll be able to see that your old commissions going forward. They've just changed it all about. I don't want to open Thrivecart on here, but you can definitely see it inside of Thrivecart. I think it's under the subscriptions tab in Thrivecart, Kevin. And we are going to move over to something else called Paddle, but we'll keep the Thrive one open. Mike, I'm unsure of how many domains I can include in my 3local account, unlimited or up to 3. How do I know this answer? I'm not even sure if I'm asking this correctly. So you can have as many domains as you want inside of 3local. Okay, we charge based on per installation. So if you go in there and you select this, you will get a 10-mile radius, 4 services, 50 custom locations, the exact one you've just seen me set up over here. Sorry. That's what you would get, exactly what we've just set up in here, and that'll cost $55 a month, or $5.50 a year, should I say. If you wanted a second installation of this, it will cost you the same for a different domain name or for a different subdomain. Subdomain is, if you don't know what subdomain is, app.3local.com is a subdomain, and then mike.3local.com would be a subdomain, and so that's a subdomain from the start. This is your domain, this is your subdomain. Each individual subdomain or each installation we do charge for. I resubmit it to sitemap. I do that. I do that often. If mine drops off, I just resubmit to the sitemap. But I go through first. What I'll normally do, or Odinold, I think the name is. I can't pronounce it proper. What I normally do is I run it through Screaming Frog, which it's not. You can't see it on this computer because we're in my office. But I run it through Screaming Frog, and then Screaming Frog is. It'll go through and it'll find if I've got any errors or any problems or anything like that, and I'll just go in and quickly fix them before I resubmit to Search Console. Right, Mike, do you have any supporting data, any import or supporting data to which 3local strategy works best? Strategy A, building out to all surrounding towns and cities from Google Business Profile GMB locations for 10 to 11 miles. Here, all different service city combos would all be on the original local.sites.3local.com. Section 3, sorry, strategy B, staying with the original 4-mile radius for local.maindomain.com. Subdomains, but purchased 4 or 5 additional local business or elite business packages to spread out to roughly 10 miles from the original Google Business Profile using city, right? So it depends on the distance away from each city. This, right? If you're only targeting specifically certain major cities, then I would split it up. So if there's a distance between them where you'd want clients, but you're not going to get the bang for your buck type of situation where it's quite sparsely populated. But I would do it based on whichever's the most cost effective for you. But I wouldn't go too big too soon. So if you're going to do a 10-mile radius straight out the gate, that's absolutely fine. But if you're going to do a 3 or 4 mile radius straight out the gate, and then start adding lots of different ones that kind of overlap, I probably wouldn't bother. I'd probably just increase the size of the radius. But you're going to get similar results from both options, whether you're doing local sites.3local.com or whether you're doing city sites.3local.com. You're going to get similar results. So potentially, I tell you what, we have noticed that you do get the best results though, adding it onto a client's domain rather than doing it. So we, as you could see before, skilled.org.uk was ranking quite a few times when we did these ranking checks before. That's not got a Google Business Profile or anything on it, but the Google Business Profile is connected to the client site. But what we have noticed that wherever that shows up versus rankings against the client site probably 8 out of 10 times beats it, meaning directly onto the URL that's connected to the Google Business Profile, they do seem to stick and rank better long term. But with regards to setting up multiple circles or just doing the one, I potentially would just increase the size of the radius if they're very close together and just go for the 10 or 11 mile radius. I don't think you're going to get massive differences unless you're trying to get multiple times on the same page, first page of Google. But what we have noticed is over a period of time, they tend to drop the same domain name for the same keywords on the first page of Google. So I would probably use different domains if I was going to do multiple circles, not multiple circles from the same domain, unless it's different services. They're not designed to kind of cannibalize each other. Ah, new area. This is a good one, Andy. New area is just ranked above checker trade. Heads gone. Boom. Absolutely brilliant. So glad that that's happened for you, mate. That's great news. Um, let's have a look. Can't see your screen, only see YouTube. Oh, you should be able to see this now. YouTube was up before, but can everyone else see my screen? Oh, there we go. Thanks. Then Eric's just said. Sorry. Ignore. Local business and elite business have the same annual price, 550. Please clarify. Yes, I certainly will. Let me go over to the site. Where is the site? Okay, so this is your standard pricing. Yeah, 3 mile radius, two services, five custom locations. Yes, this is a special offer, but my team who have rebuilt the site haven't yet put special offer on here. Well, it says special there, but it's not obvious that it's a special offer. So this one, you get a 10 mile radius, you get four services and 50 custom locations. Okay, so which is a 200 additional pages over four services. And then there's a local business special. So this is the special offer of this. So this is only $15 a month, okay, or 150 a year. Targets 4 mile radius, two services, five custom locations. Okay, so that's the difference. They're special offers. This is your standard pricing. This one should be 155 a month. I think this is priced out on the main front end of the site, and this one is priced the same as this over here, but there's one additional radius. So whilst we're doing the special offers at the minute, you're much better to jump in and grab this at $15 a month than this one. And this is a special offer with a 10 mile radius, which is much better than any of these. And if you're looking at this and thinking, I don't actually need 10 miles, that's not a problem. Let's say you need less miles, you're still better buying this one than this one, because look how many more additional custom locations and stuff you get, and you get four services instead of two. So I'd go for the special offer, even if you're going to come in later and reduce your miles down to say 3 or 4, 5. You've still got tons more custom locations and you get two additional services. So this works out better. And the SSL's taking its time on this one to propagate this week. I've not got tons of questions this week. You guys are all starting to learn how to do it now, aren't you? What's the time frame for the free trial now? I think it's 10 days. Like we've got over 20,000 active businesses on this now, which is crazy. It's gone absolutely mental, and we're seeing thousands and thousands of people getting amazing results with this. But don't get me wrong, don't just do what I do. So obviously I just pop these up and leave them alone, and what happens. I don't really care about the content and all the rest of that. But most businesses are coming in, like when Keith's building these on the Done For You service. Keith's coming in and he's doing some proper work on this, and he's going through, he's writing all the content properly, he's adding multiple images, he's doing a proper job. And you should be going in and making this personal to you and your business, about your service, what it is you offer, your pricings and stuff like that. If you've got that information, put it all in here. Because like we can't put a price in the content here for you, but we know adding a price to a page increases rankings. It's an SEO factor, especially for a local business. It shows that you're a real company as well. So adding pricing and stuff like that is actually a positive for your business. Again, same with this here. You come in here, what you should be doing is going through the content, making it personal to you and your business. Okay, you can drag this down here. Going through making it personal to you and your business, putting the pricing in there, putting your NAP information, name, address, and phone number information. If you've not got it on there, maybe put your NAP information in your footer as well. If you don't know what your NAP information is, that's the name, address, and phone number that exactly as it's displayed on your Google business profile. Okay, stuff like that really helps. Stuff like the terms of service and that we've put in here, terms and privacy policy, they really help. Okay, they help you stay indexed and rank long term, and not going too big on the radius straight out of the gate. I know we're putting radiuses up all over the country for this client, but what I'm saying with this is you don't want a 100-mile radius, because that would just be seen as spam and it will de-index. Okay, yeah. What is the time frame for the free? Okay, Steve. Okay, Steve's just messaged here. Just check, not listed in site, but ranking page 1, slot 4. There you go. I told you. So the site colon is broken. We know the site colon is broken. In fact, the video I did, He just reminded me his site colon is broken. I'm sure it is, but we did a load of training videos recently. Less than 10 minutes. Results in just 48 hours. SEO optimized. Gotta do loads of videos, don't I? Yeah, look, there it is. You're still indexed. See it? Let me share this video with you in the chat and you'll see what I'm talking about. Share, copy. I'll pop this in the chat for you. That video there shows you that you're still indexed. I can't remember what I said. You're still indexed. The Google index was broken. Don't let it trick you. Site is a con. Site colon is a con. So we figured it out that it's a con, but mine was showing more pages in the top right one. But yeah, don't let it trick you. Okay, so for agency owners, how do you sell it to other clients? As when I log in, I only see 4 services. Right, so if you've only got 4 services should all be for the same business, the same client in the same location. Right? So each of these installations is for one business. You're not going to do an installation for yourself and then sell the services to the clients unless you've got let's say you're charging a client $199 a month, yeah? Then go in to 3local.com, come over here, stick on the monthly, $55 a month, click that one, start a free trial, get this set up for that client. And you're tripling your money, but you're building them 10-mile radius, 4 services, and up to 200 additional pages. They're going to be over the moon when a client sees that you've gone in and you've built like this many pages. Okay, so on this one, I don't know exactly how many pages we've got, but it goes up. In fact, I can do it like this. So we've got, I'm assuming it's 50 locations then, yeah? Because it had 5 pages. I'm assuming there's about 50 locations, and out of those 50 locations, we've done locations remaining 49, one of 50 custom. I don't know exactly how. I forgot how to check. Where is it? It's over here somewhere. 57 current locations. He's got 57 current locations. Yeah, times 2 services. So this is a 114 page website this client's got over 2 services. If I go and put another 2 services in there, they've then got a 228 page website. Okay, with a 10-mile radius covering every single town, village, and suburb within their target radius with SEO optimized content for every single one of these areas. If you're selling to a client for $200 a month and you're doing that for them and then connecting it to their existing business website, and then if you want to go in and put the overlay in place after it's been indexed and ranked by just turning this on and putting their URL in here, like they're never going to leave you and you're tripling your money. But you don't want to. I think it's pretty cheap. Doing it with for $200 a month is pretty cheap, like really, really cheap. You'd probably get away with selling this one for $200 a month, 4-mile radius, 2 services. In fact, that's got 4 services at the minute. I know it has. It shouldn't have, but it has. So if you want to get that one, you get 4 services right now. I think it's that one. Yeah, it's that one there, right there. Shouldn't really be telling people, but you know, right. Affiliate commission is paid on 3local package, but not on. Right, affiliate commission is paid on 3local package, but not on the done for you service or the 250 and the 50 per month. Correct? No, Gisela, the affiliate commission is paid on the done for you service, but not on the $250 done for you fee, because I have nothing to do with that. Literally, what will happen is as soon as the done for you service is set up via your affiliate link, if they buy it via your affiliate link, then what will happen is you will get paid based on the monthly subscription. You won't get any of the 250. And the reason there's no affiliate commission on that is I don't make a penny out of that. I couldn't believe he agreed to do it for $250. I was shocked. I couldn't believe he was going to do it because it's like, it's too cheap. I thought he was going to say $1,000 or something, and I'd have still been okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's thing. Yeah, and maybe I'd have took a cut then, or maybe I'd have at least managed to talk some affiliate commission rounds for affiliates. But to be honest, he said he was going to do it 250 quid. He was in Manchester. He was drunk when he said he was going to do it, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to shake your hand and say, let's call it a deal. And if it gets to a point where he can't do it, any more for the 250. We have had quite a few people message us saying, look, we could do this, we could do this. So what we would potentially do is we would run probably a 3 to 5 day training course, which people would pay to attend. And by the end of that, you then become approved as a done for you person. So you'd be able to then charge the $250 to do the done for you, which is pretty much what I've just done, except for he goes through. So when you do the done for you service, he will go through and he'll rewrite, well, not rewrite, but he'll make all the content perfect for your business, do a better job. He submits it to Search Console. He creates a list of citations for your business, and he then submits your citations for indexing as well. So he does quite a lot for the $250. It's like, I couldn't believe he was agreeing to do it. There's got to be a few hours work there at least. Where should we add the Google Analytics code? So if you want to add your Google Analytics code, you want to go into your site here. You want to click on Edit Page. Scroll down below. You see this head code, footer code. So you've got a head code and a footer code. They're site-wide. So as soon as you paste your Google Analytics code in there, that will go site-wide. And then you'll be able to track all your analytics and everything properly inside of Google Analytics. Okay, guys, I'm not seeing any more questions, which is crazy because there's quite a lot of people on, but we've not had as many questions tonight as normal, which is cool. No problem, Miro. I'm still not seeing this is so if I click publish, this is still not disappeared, which means this is not going to go live, which is a pain. I was hoping that the SSL would populate so I could submit it to Search Console and go through and show you how to do it. But I don't think I'm going to be able to on this occasion. We could potentially try, I guess. Yeah, I was in that Google Search Console account before, so I know it's the right one. Sitemaps, submit that, and see if it pulls the pages up like it did the other week for us. It hasn't done yet. 1 second. It's not done. No, it's still not. So it's still not. So basically, what I'm waiting for those who don't understand what I'm doing here, when this disappears, that means this SSL certificate, the secure socket layer certificate, has been approved and has been set up. We're still waiting on that happening. It does say that it can take up to 24, 48 hours, but usually when we're doing it via Cloudflare, it's very quick. But today it just seems to have gone a little bit slower. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, okay, now we get a ton of questions. Right. Just a thought experiment. Would it be possible to selectively add a localized RSS feed based on one or more cities to make at least a few pages changing over time and give Google a reason to come back and re-index? Okay, either a common RSS that can auto filter based on the city for that page so that each city page gets a bit unique, but most importantly, fresh content. Yes, I like that idea. I don't know if it's Jan or Jan. I like that idea. We've got a couple of ideas in the pipeline, which I'm not allowed to tell you about yet. But we have got a couple of ideas in the pipeline. Like I was saying the other day when I was talking at somewhere or some event or something, or it might have been on a YouTube video. It could have, I don't know, because I'm doing that much at the minute. This is over 90% of what I'm doing now. Is like this, because people are getting results, I'm all in. Like once I've started to see how the type of results people are getting with this, I've kind of gone all in on this. So the ideas that I've got for this, if I could employ developers quicker, I'd be employing developers quicker. But the process of employing a developer takes that long that we but I've got ideas for this. But yes, that's a great idea. I really like it, Jan or Jan. I don't know which one it is. What needs to be done to be seen by AI search overviews? Honestly, a roller, I think it's pronounced. We're doing a lot of testing and things at the minute, but nobody really knows properly yet 100%. But it's very similar to before. Do you remember when you used to get rich snippets and stuff like that? And you still do. Things like it's all about structure, it's all about framework, it's all about having it all set up properly. We've got loads of different stuff that we're going to be doing with these. Okay, in the back end, I've not disclosed to people. There's like 7 things that we've done at the minute which are absolutely awesome. 3 of them I've talked about, which is the schema, the site speed, the structure, There was another one I've actually talked about. There's maybe 4 of them that I've done. The structure and the way we've done it, and there's probably 2 or 3 that I've definitely not spoke about. That is why people are getting the results the way they're getting them. I think I asked in a video for people to let me know if you can figure out what they are, what we're doing, why the results are so good with these, but nobody's come back, so I'm assuming nobody can. But yes, we're taking that into account. We're getting this AI ready. I don't want to go into too much detail about what it is we're actually doing and why, but we are making this completely AI ready. So these, as long as you put decent content on your pages, once this is all put together and finished, you should be seeing AI rankings when it starts to become commonplace over all the other local businesses in your area. But like I've said for ages, so there's like a 5-step process, isn't there, for a business, really, realistically, right? But I'm talking broad steps, right? Step number 1, get yourself a website. I don't care if you're doing it with Wix or if you're paying $3,000 to a web designer or whatever. I don't care if it's SEO optimized or not. Just get a website for your business that talks all about what you do. Then set up a Google business profile. Once you've set up a Google business profile, you're then in a position where fill out everything in that Google business profile, all your services or everything about your business, do all of it, right? Because that then it instantly validates who you are, what you do, and where you are to Google, right? Once you've done all that, then set up 3local. Connect it via your Google business profile. So set it up so that your address is shown. There is a way. Keith's done a video the other day of how you can get the schema on your website without using your address. But I still don't think you're going to get the same results doing it that way around. So what I recommend doing is connecting it, even if you have to show your address for a week whilst we pull your domain in, well, we pull your Google business profile in, doing it the way we're doing it in the back end, and then remove your address afterwards. That's fine. Once you've done that, right, and these have started to index and started to rank and you're generating lead sales and clients, that's the only time you then probably need to go out and get an SEO agency and say to an SEO agency, right, come in now and look at my website, look at my Google business profile, and look at the way I've set up all my content and everything on my 3local. But by then, you've already got to a point where your business is generating lead sales, clients, it's making money, and you can afford to pay an SEO agency. Getting an SEO agency in at the beginning when you're first setting up your website is not worth it. Because what are they going to do? Mess around with your website and make you wait 6 months to generate leads anyway? It's not cost effective for a business. Instead, you want to get that website set up any way, means, shape, Wix or whatever it is. Don't care. Google business profile, then set up 3local. Once you start to make money and you're getting leads and sales and clients and you're getting regular income, then employ an SEO agency to come in and look at all 3 steps. Then finally, the very last thing you do, if necessary, and on your special offers and stuff, is Google Ads. That's how simple. That is how simple, and that's quite a top-down look, but that's how simple local business is. If I was to set up as a plumber this week, I'd go out and I'd build a website, right? And I'd spend 3 days building a website. It might take somebody else a week to do that or 2 weeks to do that. But let's say I'd spend 3 days building a website. Then I'd connect a Google business profile. Then I'd go through and I'd fill out absolutely everything I could. Then I'd connect 3local to it, and then I'd keep going back every single day saying, what can I do to improve my content? What can I do to improve my website? What can I do to improve my Google business? And don't forget, you've submitted to Search Console and done all the stuff that has to be done anyway. And once I started to get lead sales and clients and things started to come in off this, I'd put a percentage on one side until I could afford an SEO agency, and then I'd get an SEO to come in and do a proper in-depth. Obviously, I know SEO, so I wouldn't have to, but realistically, that's how I'd do it if I didn't know what I was doing. That's how that's the quickest and easiest. And because you can set up multiple radiuses with 3local and get ranking results pretty quick. So doing the work on a subcontract basis is great. But what we do a lot of our stuff is we take a booking fee. So when you're targeting an emergency services business, for example, let's say locksmithing. Locksmithing is a great example, right? Let's say I was targeting locksmithing. I would set up, and somebody would phone up and they'd say to me, right, we're locked out of our house, we're in such and such a town, village, wherever it is, and it's like, yep, no problem, we can get somebody out to you. You're probably looking at half an hour, 40 minutes, is that okay? And it's like, right, cool, right, just whip off somewhere and go and grab a cup of coffee or do something, and we'll give you a phone call when we're 15 minutes away. Right, it's £50 to book the appointment in. So I need a full address and postcode, credit or a debit card to secure your appointment. Is that okay? Right. Then what I'd do is I'd take 50 quid off them up front. Then what I'll do is I'll phone round and say, look, I've got a job in your local area to the locksmiths in the area, and say, we can't cover it, but there's still £50 an hour plus parts to collect, or £100 an hour plus parts to collect on the job. Do you want it for free? And I'll put you on my database and I'll give you any free work in the future. And that way you're collecting 50 quid just for picking up your phone. And then you could do that in 10 phone calls, 20 phone calls, 50 phone calls in a few days or weeks. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm making 200 a day, I'm making 400 a day, I'm making 500 a day. Then you put somebody on the phone call, on the phones for you, and you give them your script. And all of a sudden you're generating money by collecting upfront cash appointment fees just for booking appointments. And you're sending out people that would never buy leads off you and would never do jobs for you on a percentage basis. But what they will do is they'll collect jobs off you absolutely free of charge. So then you're giving this work away, but because you're taking a booking fee up front. And I know guys that are doing this that are taking 20 quid booking fees, and I'm like, why would you bother for 20 quid? But they're not bothered because they're making an extra 80 or £100 a day, which is in some cases as much as they're earning in their full-time job. And it's like literally I pick up my phone 3 or 4 times a day. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Just boom, 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 here's a link. And they send them a PayPal link or a Stripe link or a Square link or whatever it is, take booking fees. That's the fastest route to cash from this. From what we're doing here, if you're trying to set up and you're doing lead generation, you're not a real business, then the fastest route to cash from this is website, Google Business Profile, right? The phones will start ringing. Then stick on 3local. Get 3local on there and tag it 3, 4, 5, 10 mile radius, whatever it is you're going to target. Once the phones start ringing, go after something that's in the emergency services niche, like emergency plumbing, emergency roofing, emergency electricians, emergency storm damage repairs and stuff like that, and or locksmithing. Anything that's an emergency service where they travel from where they are to where they're going, and you can generate huge amounts of money. Like some days I'll speak to some of the guys that are doing this and that I speak to all the time, and some days they're like, yeah, they're answering their own phones here. These are not the guys that are doing this that have got 5 or 6 people on the phone doing it for them. These are guys that are answering their phone on phones. Are like, yeah, I've done 650 quid today, or I've done 900 quid today, and some days they're doing over £1,000 in a day, and they're living their lives, walking around doing normal things. And they'll be at the supermarket, and they'll answer a call, and like, yeah, just send 50 quid to this number, blah, blah, blah. And when they fill in the form to pay the 50 quid, it takes the information off them. So they don't even have to get them to fill in a form or take any information. It's like, yep, sure, we can get you in, just boom, fill this in, pay the 50 quid call out fee, and we'll get somebody out there rapid. As soon as they see, boom, pops on their phone that they've received money. It's like, cool, boom, boom, boom. And then they send it to one of their guys in the area, or they phone around the area and get someone to cover it for free, give them the job for nothing. Went off on a bit of a tangent there, guys, but I just thought I'd give you a business model that works. It definitely works in emergency services, but we've done it on roofing and all sorts of stuff. We've done it on like when I used to we did driveways for a while actually, and I get bored really easy, so I'll just move on to a new industry and I'll let it fizzle out rather than selling the business. But we did driveways for a while, and we were charging 50 quid, right, to go out and quote for a driveway, and they were like, but nobody else is charging. They're offering a free quotation, and I was like, yeah, that's because we're the best in the area, and that's because we can't afford to give you free quotation, because if we do, all of our guys won't be out doing the jobs. Or you can go to somebody who's got loads of free time on their hands that nobody wants to book, and they'll give you a free quote, but are they going to do a proper job? And people were like, oh, you know what? Okay, here's the 50 quid, and then they don't try and give it to anyone else because they're invested in you. So it does work on non-emergency services. Mike, off screen only. When you get 2 minutes, take a look at. Okay, it's new and climbing the rankings should lead to new signups when I've finished the post content. Absolutely brilliant. You know what? I will copy that now, buddy. I'll see you next week anyway, won't I? I think you come on Brand Jacket Society, don't you? Oh my god, I was just gonna paste it into a tab. I'm absolutely stupid. I'll download the things later and have a look at that, Steve. And I'll probably I'll speak to you next week about it anyway, mate. Wow, that was completely stupid. I nearly just pasted it in the screen. Right, I'm trying to find. So when I said there's no questions coming, now he's put loads in. Absolutely loved the spinner you had on 3local last week. Anyway, you could share that script or where you bought it. I would like to use it on a local directory I'm building. Jan, that is on Elf site. ELF. 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 Let's have a look. That one there. Elfsite.com. I bought it years ago when it was via AppSumo. Got a lifetime deal on it, but it's dead cheap. It's about £4 a month for something to use it. It's really good. Really good. They've got loads of cool tools in there. I recommend them to everybody all the time. They're brilliant. This is quite normal, isn't it? You know what? I don't know, Miro. I'm looking. I'm trying to see what your last question was. Where did you Google Ads Analytics code? This is quite normal, isn't it? If you're talking about the booking fees, yeah. Thank you very much, Eric. I won't read that out loud because I'll just sound like a show off, but I appreciate that, bud. But there are loads of questions now. When the sites are right, when the sites are live on Google, would you need to go back and maintain, or is it pretty much set up and forget? In a sense, I will generate traffic over time. So it depends again there, Serena. Serena. It depends what industry you're in. So, for example, I could set up locksmithing websites and not go back and redo anything with them ever because it's an absolute boring industry. Nothing ever changes. The doors never really get any different. And unless I'm putting something like a bit of code on there, what I would always recommend do is focus on getting testimonials and reviews on your Google business profile. Right? If you can do that, everything else will follow suit. Everything else will fall into place. Okay. If you can get a bit, if you can embed, so inside of 3local, we go into here. There's a little tab here which turns it into code. Yeah. You can paste a bit of code, like an embed code there, so you can actually embed your Google reviews and things like that on there. If you're getting reviews regularly and you embed them in your page, then it's going to be changing all the time anyway. And if you put like the most recent 3 or 5 up, your content will be changing all the time. And Google will be seeing that as it's happening because it's being embedded from your Google business profile, so it can see it's all legit anyway. But if you're in an industry like locksmithing and stuff like that, I wouldn't worry about changing the content too much or too often. Probably pop in and make a tiny couple of changes once a month, once a quarter. But if you're in industries uh, that are like fashion heavy or that are image heavy or that change a lot and it's more up to date, like new style sites, then I would potentially go in but that goes with whatever industry you're in. It's not necessarily to do with the actual business itself, if you know what I mean. Let's have a look. How do you set up the franchise model? Is there a video where I can watch the franchise model? So basically, the franchise model, the way it works is you target one domain name, Ritesh, um, and yes, there are loads of videos. If you go to my YouTube channel and go through my YouTube channel, you'll find loads of videos on the franchise model. So in fact, I think there might be a playlist. There you go, 3local franchise model videos. Hey guys, Mike Martin. Let me go into here. There's only 10 videos on it, but I'll share it in the chat with you so you can see what I'm talking about because there's quite a few different ones in here. Pop that in the chat for you, mate. Boom. That's the actual playlist. But yeah, the franchise model's great. It is, and it builds you an asset. Right. Is one of the factors you're using? Ah. Jan, the last bit you said is coming. It's not right now, but it's very, very close. I won't read it out. 20 quid's equal to about $30, I think, Eric. $25, $30, something like that. I think the dollar's going up and the pound's going down because we've got an absolute moron running the country at the minute. So yeah, it's probably $20 to $25, not $30. Can you do an extended video on that method, please, Mike? Andy, just tell me which method you're talking about. If you're talking about the franchise model, then yes, I certainly can, but just let me know in the chat. In fact, go to mikemartin.uk and submit a question there. I don't know if I've had many this week. We didn't get many last week because we didn't email out asking for them because I was busy sorting out loads of other stuff to do with setting up this limited company and all that. Can you do an extended? Just let me know what the video is, Andy, and I will. As I'm new, which video should I watch first to understand this? Ritesh, I mean, the best videos are just there, mate. This teaches you to set the whole thing up. You see on the learning tab on the website, they're all short, these, like 30 seconds long and stuff like that, 2 minutes at the most. There's only one of them that's long, which is that one. Cheers, Brian. Mike, you're on a roll. Uh, the business model is using your other ring something product. Can't remember the name of it now. Right? Yeah, ring fence marketing. It's absolutely brilliant. In fact, what we are doing for people that are on the ring fence marketing, and I don't know if you guys ignore the emails the girls are sending out to you, but what they've offered to do for you, the people that have got ring fence marketing clients, is add ring fence marketing. Sorry, if your clients have got a Google business profile, add 3local to your client sites for free. But there's a few of you guys that have done it, and it's smashing it for you. And there's some people that have just not come back to the girls. But if you open your emails up to the girls, or you send support at mikemartin.zendesk.com, and let the girls know that you have a ring fence marketing client, they will actually go in. But you've got to have a Google business profile and 2 services, I think it is. Google business profile, 2 services, and they'll go in and add it onto your client sites completely free of charge. I've basically told them anyone who's sold a ring fence marketing a ring fence marketing client, let them know that they can have that added onto their client sites completely free of charge. And the people that have taken advantage of that, because they've got a Google business profile, it's absolutely skyrocketed. Not just the pages we've created, but the whole websites, because it's then connected the website straight through to the client's Google business profile. Oh, no SSL. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's pretty standard, mate. Sometimes it takes 24 hours. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes. Like most of the videos I do, these are live within a second. It was the taking calls for leads. Okay, yes, I can do a video on that as well. If it's the taking call for leads, submit the question anyway, mate, so I don't forget, to mikemartin.uk. Let me just click on the link you've shared. It should have a picture of me with my little girl. Yes, that's it. Ask me anything. Submit the question there. I do a video and answer them on a Friday. So yeah, and I'll remind me to do the video because it's like 8 o'clock at night now. In fact, I'm past the hour, aren't I, as well? I thought it was going to be a dead short one tonight. Yes, Miro, the SSL certificate is standard. Sometimes it takes 24, 48 hours. Sometimes it can do it in 10 minutes. It just is what it is. I don't worry about it anymore. Okay, guys, has anybody got any more questions you want to ask me? Because I said there was hardly any questions and then you all dived in at the same time. Any more questions at all? I will do a replay of this, but what I will do first is submit to Search Console, which I'm not going to be able to show you tonight because I just checked it again then because I clicked Save Radius. That would disappear if the SSL was done. It's just not. It is what it is. When it's done, I will submit to Search Console. I might wait 24, 48 hours and put the rankings on the front of this, but I probably will just share it. Okay, guys, I'm going to say thank you very, very much. I will do this every single month now for 3local. So we'll come on and we're going to do it. I'll build a site. We'll go through anything that's outstanding, anything that's new. I get a lot of ideas from places like this, so I like to come on and do this. Obviously, if you've got any questions in the meantime, submit them via mikemartin.uk. I'm happy to answer them every Friday on the videos. First Tuesday of each month. What day is it today? It is Tuesday. Yes, first Tuesday of every month. Second Tuesday I do Brand Jacket Society. Third Tuesday we do the Affiliate Masterclass. So yes, Tuesdays are always busy. First Tuesday of every month, unless I'm away somewhere, but I'd probably still do it. I'd just go back to the hotel room. So yes, first Tuesday of every month. If you're already on here, you should get emails anyway because it will auto add you to the email list for these webinars. Okay, guys, thank you very much, and yep, see you later. Cheers, bye bye.